Right, welcome back to the Unfan Podcast. In today's episode, it's another match reaction as Oxford United earn all 3 points against Burton Albion in Sky Bet League One. It finishes 2-1 at the Kassam Stadium. Today was all about one thing and earning the 3 points. Back-to-back wins for Oxford for the first time this season. Really, really important stuff. Look, it was ugly. It was at times really, really poor, if we're being really frank and honest. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and I've been the first person this season to be speaking about performance levels not being good enough. And look, we won the game, so I have got to be completely fair. I can't be somebody that when we win, the performance doesn't matter. When we lose, the performance means everything. However, there is almost a part of me that is also going, in this case, I'm allowed to be a little bit, in the side of contradiction. I won't completely be in there, though. I won't completely, because other sides, if you play like that, they will comfortably beat you. Let's be completely honest. However, today was, like I say, about backing up that win last week against Cheltenham with 3 points, because it's this early in the season, this tight, with some bizarre results elsewhere, where you can climb up that league table really, really quickly. Burton, they were struggling coming into this game. They still are struggling. Another win for them. Rock bottom of the league. Another 2 goals conceded. Getting them to 20 now goals conceded in the league after 7 games. It's not good whatsoever. They have scored 8 goals, which is actually the same as Oxford. One more than Oxford, should I say. They've actually scored more goals than Oxford United. We'll come on to the attacking situation at Oxford, because we have got to speak about that really briefly. I know we've sort of banged on quite a lot about it in recent weeks, but again, we did see, particularly in that first half, not much happening, not much going forward. Matty Taylor out injured, another player sort of add to that injury list. And that, again, is important to say. We spoke about it. I did an amazing match reaction. I thought it was amazing, but that's because we had a really good opportunity, myself, to go on BBC Radio Oxford after the game, up at the gantry. It was an amazing opportunity, and one that, by you watching this, it sort of provides me with that type of opportunity. So thank you so much. You can listen to that on BBC Sounds. Wasn't the game show, and we spoke about it quite, I think, in depth, I'd say. We say that injuries are very, very evident at Oxford at the moment, but the most important thing right now is getting through each game, knowing that there's a lot of players that probably, in other circumstances, wouldn't be playing. Can we get through every single game and win as many as we can? Because in the situation that we currently find ourselves in, we've got young players who it's amazing for them, for their development. I think it's also really, really good as well. Not planned, but sometimes that is also quite a positive. I think if you're going to take anything away from the injury situation right now, is a lot of young lads are getting opportunities, and at the moment they're taking them. They're definitely for the future. A lot of them aren't ready for the short term. However, they're having to play in the short term because we're so light in numbers in certain positions. We really, really are struggling. But like I say, at this point in the season, getting through every single game, bottom of the league. Look, it wasn't pretty, but just can we get through it? Can we earn 3 points? Can we go to Shrewsbury on Saturday? Can we win that game as well? Look, there might be a few players back for Shrewsbury, which would be a real positive. But today, a lot of key players out. Matty Taylor, Steve Seddon. I know Steve Seddon, a lot of question marks maybe about him being the starting left-back in an Oxford United side last season. Didn't do amazingly well this season. I think he's done a really good job, to be fair, for the most part. He's missing. We're having to play John Mousinho, who's 35. I think he wants to be really concentrating on his coaching badges. He's having to play at centre-back and playing 90 minutes as the skipper in a back three. All these different weird storylines within already what's only been a 7-game season is going to be really important. And we're going to come back to this, I feel, come the end of the season and go, do you remember that game against Burton where we had 8-9 players out injured? We had to play John Mousinho at centre-back. We had to play O'Donker, who's 18. I think it's his first league start ever up front, and expect him to score basically the goals alongside Karl Joseph, who thankfully did score a really, really good goal. Well, I mean, it was some questionable goalkeeping, but an important goal for sure. And these are all going to be different storylines sort of weaved in. Already, he's a really, really short span of time ultimately, but it's going to be important. I feel like it's going to be key. And I think actually for the morale of the squad, I think all of these different aspects of it psychologically could be massive as well. This is a in the trenches type of moment. This is the in the trenches type of campaign right now we face. And so far, in these last 2 games, we've done a really, really good job of it. That being said, the performances, especially going forward, I think we are still lacking. We are still lacking something a little bit special. Marcus Brown back on the bench, I think, is key. Really, really important. Thankfully, that injury wasn't as long as we maybe first thought it would be. To see him come on, I thought he changed the game. Certainly, for the first sort of 5-10 minutes, he was just a player that nobody really wanted to tackle, which is a good thing, really, with his injury record. They did eventually start tackling. I think he won two. I think he won 2 fouls. Definitely 2 bookings for the opposition as well, which is important. But he took players on. And again, he definitely caused a different problem, in that attacking phase. And that's exactly what we want. We want somebody that's going to strike fear into the heads of the opposition. And certainly Marcus Brown is somebody that gets the fans excited and gives us, like I say, a different edge in the forward areas. That back 3 was Stuart Finney, John Messina and Sam Long. I think Robinson came out and said he got pushed. If he did get pushed, then fair enough. To me, I mean, it was good physicality from the striker who scored the goal. I think it was his name, Victor, number 14. He's got a brilliant second name. I've got it right in front of me now. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it. It was good battling from him. Really good physicality. If he did push Sam Long, then obviously it's a foul. If he didn't, it is good strength. He goes into the penalty area, and it's actually a really good finish from the lad as well. It made it nervy. And again, it was one of those where we did make it quite difficult for ourselves. I thought the game management in the end was okay. It could have been a little bit better. Time wasting is something that we're going to speak briefly about. I don't really like speaking about the referees, but today the referees deserve to have a mention in the match reaction for the wrong reasons, because they were abysmal. Certainly the one who was allowing the main referee, not the linesman. I mean, they could have also said something, something about the fact that every single throw-in was taking, at least a minute. But the man in the middle of the referee, he made the call only to give 1 additional minute in that first half. Bizarre. Really, really bizarre. What he was thinking there, I have absolutely no idea. It's got to be stamped out because, people are, I paid money, 6,000 or whatever people were in that ground, paid money to watch a game of football. And for so much of it, it was, being spent time wasted. And that's a real shame. That's not what you want in football. Understand, putting it in the corner in the last minute. But again, that's very, very different to taking so long for goal kicks, so long to get the ball, so long to actually take the throw. It's just, as a fan, not what you want. It's not what you want whatsoever. And hopefully there's a different way that it can be stamped out. I mean, the obvious one is every minute that it's not being played, add it on right at the end. Or definitely, in that first half for sure. And if anything happens in the second half, add it on, for the end of the game. But it wasn't the case. 1 minute of additional time in that first half is a joke. Because, like I say, people are paying to watch football and they want to see a football being kicked and not really being walked up and down by the touchline. It's not what you want. So hopefully that's going to be something that gets fixed or certainly can be stamped out sort of in the long term. But we won the game. And that's, again, I'll round it all off by saying today wasn't really about anything other than, like I say, just climbing up that league table. And this early in the season, thankfully, that is a possibility. Well, a few things on Burton. Look, I was quite harsh on them in the video I did on Friday. Sort of ranked everyone sort of start to the season. They made it difficult at times, Burton. They did make it difficult. They weren't a good side, let's be honest, especially defensively. That second goal in particular wasn't good whatsoever. It was a through ball straight through the middle of their back 3. The goalkeeper's got to do better as well. Joseph, he won't care. He scored the goal, but it went straight through his legs. It wasn't a good finish, really, but thankfully it goes in, and I don't really care how it hits the back of the net at the moment. It's the first open play goal. And technically, Cameron Brannagan's first goal of the game was also open play. But, I mean, the second goal today was one of those where you went, that's actually quite a good move. A through ball, sort of splitting the defenders. And like I say, questionable finish, but he won't care. It goes for the goalkeeper's legs. And it's 2-0 and a massive point in the game very, very quickly. As I say, to double that lead and make it a little bit more comfortable. Like I say, when they make it 2-1. That feeling of comfortable does fizzle away slightly. But again, it proves to be a really important goal. Now knowing, of course, Burton did score. But yeah, going back to Burton briefly, yeah, they didn't play amazingly well. Did we expect them to? No. But look, they did make it difficult at times. They did make it difficult. They showed a sense of real aggression, which I think for a side down there you'd expect. They wanted to make it nitty-gritty. A point for them today would have been massive. So when you look at the grand scheme of things and the situation they currently find themselves in, the aggression was something that they definitely tried to show and certainly did do that. I thought O'Donkor and Joseph were actually really good at being able to sort of almost go up against that physicality. They were definitely two players up there that definitely did offer something a little bit back when it comes to sort of the body strength and holding up the ball and playing a different way. But yeah, they played physical. They didn't play the nicest, but again, it's football. It's a competitive sport. You don't expect that. A few strange decisions when it comes to timings of bookings. There should have been some bookings in the first half that weren't given. Again, we speak about it all the time. Referees who don't try and book players early, they're going to regret it come the end of the game. It's only making it more difficult for them because ultimately the game is going to very, very quickly get out of hand. It didn't go out of hand to really that bad today, but in other games, it could have done, and the referee got a little bit lucky, to be honest, that it didn't. Yeah, really looking at the stats to round this off, 53% possession for Oxford United. So again, not as much possession I probably would have expected, and that's what I mean. Burton, they did give it a go at times. In that first half, we did have more possession. Second half, they actually had more at 51%, where we got both of our goals. Literally nothing happened in that first half. It was really dull, really quite boring, if we're being really honest, from a fan perspective. But, you look back now and you go, bothered? Absolutely not. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been my match reaction for Oxford against Burton. The important thing is we come away with a non-pretty, ugly, but, like I say, crucial, I'd say, 3 points at this current point in the season. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. We might have some Burton fans. If we do, give me your thoughts. Interested to see what you've got to say through your eyes. Oxford fans as well, do let me know. Again, League One fans, maybe we just haven't got either Oxford or Burton fans, and maybe you aren't either one of those clubs as a supporter. And if that is the case, then do let me know as well your thoughts maybe on your club. There will be a roundup, of course, coming out tomorrow, so Sunday, and I look forward to recording that pretty much now. So yeah, take care, stay safe. I'll see you all very, very soon. I've been Jack. This has been the Unfan Podcast, a match reaction for Oxford against Burton Albion in Sky Bet League One that finishes 2-1 to Oxford. Brannagan, a brilliant performance from him today as well. He got that first goal. The second goal came from the Swansea City loanee, Karl Joseph. 2-1 is the final score. Thank you very much for watching. Take care. I'll see you all very, very soon. See you in a bit.